But it is in Poets Ranked by Beard Weight that we come to tonight's event at the Hub City Bookshop. In that work, Underwood develops a scale of weight for poets' beards from 6, very weak, to 60, the perfect beard. By this scale, he judges many of the finest poets of his days and the past. Longfellow was a 24. Sir Walter Raleigh was a 27. Tennyson was a 33. William Cullen Bryant was a 43. It's here I had to stop reading Google's preview because they made me buy the book, so I don't know. But I imagine Walt Whitman's missing, Homer's missing, Shakespeare's missing, all sorts of stuff. These 3 young poets are part of a broad historic tradition, most recently shared by Jim Morrison, Gary Snyder, Allen Ginsberg, Donald Hall, and maybe the greatest bearded poet of all time, John Berryman. I would like to note that among the 6 best-selling male poets of 2010, according to Poets Magazine, there are no real beards. Terrence Hayes, Edward Hirsch, Austin Kloon, Derek Walcott, Seamus Heaney, and Tony Hoagland. All of these are either hairless, clean-shaven, mustached, or sport one of them what I would call hipster fuzz. What does this say about the future of the literary beard? We have tonight Bearded Patrick, who has a PhD in poetry from Texas Tech and served as a Hub-BUB artist in residence and was named one of the best new poets 2 years ago. And Bearded Eric, who has an MFA in poetry from Houston and is one of the current Hub-BUB artists in residence and was named best new poet this year. And Bearded Travis, who has an MFA from Ole Miss in poetry and founded the Goldenrod Poetry Festival of Western Kentucky. Be proud. There are bearded poets walking among you. Please give them a warm welcome.
Hello, I'm Bearded Patrick. Nice to see all of you. Thank you for coming out to the Bearded Men Poetry reading. Yeah, that's about all I'll say. I'm not going to say anything else right now. So I'll get started. I won't go too long. The first poem I'll read tonight is really new. That's why I'm going to read it first, just in case it sucks. You'll forget about it by the time Travis gets up here. It's new. It was born because there was a young man I knew. I grew up with him, who was recently arrested in Midland Airport carrying C4 onto the airplane, right? Because that's what you do. And so, I don't know, so I thought, why not write a love poem about that? So that makes perfect sense. So, I don't know, this could be offensive, let's hope so. Let's all cross our fingers. It's entitled, Alert Chartreuse. Love, would you mind if we went all war games tonight, Red Dawn style? Synced our keys to activate our last attack. You're dangerous, and the bright, rapturous fact of your blowback remains my most favorite excuse for escalation. Let's not quit until the morning news has psych profiles and mugshots, crime scene DNA and piles of evidence proving our splintered cell phones and GPS mean we went postal system on their ass. You know I'm anthrax, and you're the kind of envelope where lips still seal the lips shut. So let's play airport, strip down, request a body scan, passport our way into line and yell bomb in chorus. I'll be panic, you be my sweet chaos girl, kicking down the airplane's rubber slide. Let's not surrender till the cyanide's tongue loose from the other's hidden fake tooth. Let's crunch so good we fall foaming at the mouth.
This first poem, I guess I'm someone who I am often comfortable living with my own ignorance sometimes, and I was listening to, I guess like NPR or something the other day, and I heard the phrase, the Department of the Interior, something I've heard, I don't know how many times in my life, and I realized I have no idea what that is. So instead of looking it up, I made up my own idea. The Department of the Interior. I'm not even sure I believe in boundaries, but there's all this evidence of what goes on inside seeping up to the surface. Like so much unwanted tar, I keep finding myself stuck in myself. the means of my seclusion becoming all too apparent to everyone at least once, thanks one of their organs. Everyone can have a calm dog if they want one. If they don't mind the pervasive sense that intruders lurking outside will remain unbarked at coveters of a place around the hearth, the heart, the hard workforce stuff regulated by the department. With my skin acting sort of like an advisory committee, making the bylaws by which the world is kept in or out of reach. Depending on whether or not you classify the empty space within your stomach as becoming overwhelmingly tight every time I remember I will never be able to save any of them that I love. And the longer I wanted to stay, exactly the same as I was only going to stay for a minute, before I knew I had lost sovereignty over things like quality assessment and ambitious grief occurring as a result of TV shows about high school football, where on the one side there's just a small town coming together under the most unlikely of circumstances, while on the other there stands in nicer uniforms their rivals and the world and literally everything else.
So my family is from Knox County and Hartford, and where I come from, we call ourselves Holy Rollers. If you're not one of us, you don't call yourself that. We are charismatic evangelists, we are Pentecostals, and so forth. So, where all this word comes from, Mark chapter 16, verses 17 and 18. They will cast out demons in my name, and they will speak in new languages. They will be able to handle snakes with safety. And if they drink poison, it won't hurt them. They will place hands on the sick, and they will be healed. So these are the types of people who you, the audience, I'm addressing directly, are tonight. Evangelist Christians. This is called Regret of the Guilt-Crested Mother. A late night infomercial waits for you in heaven, world splitter. A reward for your service birthing the shallow gravedigger with God's light upon him. Birds dropping from nests till nothing but angels streamline into jet turbines. This world so holy, thou art again and again and again an offspring's savior. Nor could you ever leave her like that, big mama burden of herself with your shallow grave digging baby, anchor of her own dreamboat. She raised him for you. No, the ditch is not Skid Row, is no stoplight in Harlem, genocide, worst, center. You don't know, world splitter, why you fear everything wet and rat is the same. Stop looking for the blood-good babe to save you from the blood-good babe. Punishment became an obsession, turned your lottery into a game of odds, plucked it from hope's revolver like a roulette bullet he waited to death for. Return, shatters of globe and android there, Atlas's heavens fell to pieces, Patsy Cline, for your sadness. How alone even, 3 letters on that I can't see you anymore page, I owe you. Egg and the boy say, hey, pen and ink say, no burden is that heavy. Conception, the moment of you say, and the world became 2, before and now, forever. Except you could not let the carnival go. You couldn't live without the glitz just yet. 1985, and there was a toddler listening to Morrissey with you, and the Soviets were winning the Cold War, but you'd welcome the instant chemical change of their bomb, or being center of the sun, ash would be. Oh, if you could take the planet like one big nucleus and fissure everything, even you, to never meet that deep grave digger and lie down with him in an empty rivulet, quiet and dark,